Picking bones from broken homes. This is a podcast for musicians and artists alike. My name is Mark.
And I'm Renegade.
And we're going to talk with folks about anything from new releases to tour stories.
The good, the bad, and the worst. Thanks for tuning in.
Okay, so here we are with Aaron Say again, and he brought some friends with him this time. And it's Triangle Introverts, am I wrong?
You're right, actually, you're right.
All right, that's good.
Do you want to go ahead and name yourselves off individually? Maybe say a fun fact about yourselves, each of you?
Sure. So my name is Jimmy Finnegan. I play the bass in the band. That's kind of a fun fact.
Is that your one fun fact?
That's my fun fact, until I think of a better one.
My name is Johnny. I play the guitar in the band, and I enjoy Minecraft. I don't know. I guess the fun fact to me is that I'm in a band, but that's already implied.
My name's Adrian. I play drums for Triangle Introverts, and I'm worried my hairline may be receding.
I'm sorry we laughed.
Is that a fun fact or is that just a fact?
It's just a sad reality.
And I'm Nick Purcell. I play guitar, and I work at a car wash.
That's a pretty fun fact.
As 3/4 of the band has at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
At that same car wash, or?
The same company. I work at a different location.
Okay.
But they actually work together for
quite some time, yeah.
for
Too long.
Yeah.
Too long. And now you guys are locked in a van together all the time.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that's better. I never went to the car wash, but I've been enjoying the van life. So.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Great.
And that's you booked all this tour, right? Or is
Let's see. I think I booked most of the shows.
Most of it, yeah.
Let's see. Fort Collins, Salt Lake City, Las Vegas,
Yep.
Tempe, Tucson. No, 2 shows in Tempe. 2 shows in Phoenix. Tucson, Albuquerque.
Yep, all of it.
Did I book all of them?
Yeah.
Colorado Springs. All right, I guess I booked all of them. I could have sworn there was one that I didn't, but I guess...
That was the Flagstaff, or...
Oh, yeah, it was. That's right. The one that didn't happen.
Did I mention that you guys are all from Denver, or did I not mention that? I don't remember.
I think you forgot.
Well, Triangle
from
Introverts
Denver.
from Denver.
From Denver, yeah.
The OG weed
Yep,
state.
I guess I don't know. I guess I did. You're right.
Yeah.
I booked all the shows that happened.
The man.
He is a man.
We had
we all
one
need
show that
that
didn't
guy,
happen, and that was not your fault in the least.
No.
That was the fault of the dude who'd, But hey, we don't need to talk shit on this
What's
podcast.
that guy's name?
Yeah, right.
What's his name? Yeah. How do we avoid this? No. Renegade?
Oh, how long have you been active as Triangle Introverts?
Since what, because Nick and I started making music together in 7th grade, and it's just in middle school it was just us, and then high school rolled around, we started adding more people. We originally called the band Erect Tech and spelled it in a bizarre way, and then eventually realized that nobody's going to remember how to spell
Or
that.
want to spell it out.
Silent Apparition. we had another project called Silent Apparition. Same thing happened.
It
We were
wasn't
just
spelled like silent. It was different.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So we changed it.
Sorry.
But yeah,
It's a
we
cool
changed
word,
it
though.
in high school, and we've had a couple lineup changes since then. But it's always been at least Johnny and I, and then Jimmy, and then Adrian. But we've been all 4 of us have been playing together as Triangle Introverts for almost a year now.
Yeah.
Wait, that's it?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
No, you're fucking with me right now.
No.
Okay, so just so everybody in the podcast, anybody listening or whatever, we saw them tonight and it was super on fire. Damn guys, holy shit. Anyway, sorry, I'm just
With Adrian is the most recent addition.
And he is an incredible drummer. And
Yeah.
he's really for me personally, I don't want to speak for everybody.
Don't
but
speak for me.
Right now. For me, he's pushed my musicianship and wanted it makes me want to
man.
play as good as I can because he's already so incredible.
Made us tighter when Adrian came along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I mean, that's because you guys made me want to try to make us all as tight as possible with the music, and you guys had such like inspiration and drive, so it was easy, I think, for us all to
Yeah.
be as good
It's just
as we
fun.
could together.
You guys are gonna go so far with that. No joke, though. Like seriously, with that sort of mindset and attitude and like collective hive mind thing for y'all's band, it's not. Yeah, I'm jellies.
We feel lucky.
Yeah,
That's why we're all still doing it,
Yeah.
probably, because
Yeah.
we feel like we have something cool.
definitely.
you know.
I wouldn't
How
want
how did you find these guys? Like Aaron,
You talking to me?
Yeah, Aaron, how'd you find these guys?
They found us, or they found me, Seven
Oh, okay.
Circle, you know. March 2014, is that what we decided
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
night? We actually, me and Johnny last night at the show in Phoenix were talking about how, like, I don't remember when we met. How long have we known each other and all this? And so I was like, well, let's just, like, scroll back in the Facebook message thread that we have and see when it first occurred. And it was, like, March of 2014 that Johnny was like, hey, I heard you book shows at Seven Circle, and I have a band that I want you to, try and book. And so I guess it's been, what, that long?
Yeah.
What was that, 5 plus?
That was
About 6
sophomore year
years.
of high school.
Yeah, five and a half years. So yeah, I don't know. They found Seven Circle somehow. I don't know. I still don't know how bands find Seven Circle, but like, it's hard to.
Word of mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely word
yeah,
of mouth
word of
at
mouth.
school and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, how did you guys find out about it? I've actually never asked you
From
that.
Eric Henshaw.
Oh no way. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder how he found out about us. Let's trace it back. Let's go down the rabbit hole.
Down the rabbit hole.
Oh, Eric, hey, how did you find out about Seven Circle? I'm on a podcast right now.
Tonight on Ragged Bones, we go down the rabbit hole.
I'd like to use a lifeline.
You have no more. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those situations where, like, random band of people I don't know hits me up to play Seven Circle, and I give them a shot, and then it turns out that they're really, really good, and I'm just like, whoa, I want to see this band more often, and so I book them more often. We become friends. We start talking about going on tour, and 5 years later, it happens. Basically.
I'm glad we waited 5 years, because if we did it, like, I don't know, a few years ago, it wouldn't have been nearly as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're a lot better now.
And we're just older. We're just.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm able to be in a van with 4 other people for 8 hours at a time.
Yeah.
And not like, I don't know, to be upset or like get annoyed or whatever.
Yeah, that's the road's tough, especially when you're locked in a van with a bunch of people and like you're in the same van every single day for hours.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely got to the point that, like, you guys are finally ready for this,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I mean, there was certainly, periods of time within the last couple of years that, when we were talking about this Triangle Introverts tour as a pipe dream, where I was just like, yeah, I think you guys are getting close to being ready to where, like, hitting the road is a legitimate possibility. But yeah, I mean, it's great that it's happening now because you're all, old enough and mature enough to where you're not kids that are fighting over petty bullshit in the van, which I have experienced.
That was my Cheeto!
And we're at a point where, like, I'm actually, like, proud to be, like, I'm more proud than I would have been, probably,
Yeah.
to be doing this, to, like, be going places and, like, brand new people are hearing us. And, like, yeah, like, we're
fucking good.
we have good things to present. Yeah.
That's the spirit.
I mean, it's true though. Like, I mean,
Killing.
seeing you guys grow from, like, 5 years ago when you first started playing to now, it's like, especially for the last couple of years, I feel like almost every show has been better than the last. Like, that growth is real. And even just on this tour, seeing you guys just play shows every night for the past week straight, every single performance has been better than the last in some way. And, like, seeing you guys really come into your own and figure out so many things that I can just see unfolding in front of me. Like tonight, there was that song where you didn't even put on your guitar, Johnny, for the first half of the song.
That was so cool.
This was the first night that song has gone that
It
way.
was really cool.
And it was so cool. It worked so well.
Yeah, dude. I thought that was a thing. I was like,
I
oh,
thought
that's
so too.
awesome. Like, you just
Yep.
totally, yeah, that was badass.
cool.
Seriously.
We were just like, hey, let's do it. And we were like, okay. And then we did it, and I was like, all right.
We have a lot of time in the van to think about what we want to do differently.
Definitely. I
Every
feel
night.
like we're utilizing our time pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
it
hard
shows.
to do. Yeah, it shows. It does show. Yeah, it does
Thank
show.
you.
Damn. Well, so where did the name come from?
The name?
Yes, the name.
It was like, we got Triangle, I think we came up with ourselves. Oh, wait, no, I think we came up with Introverts by ourselves, and then Triangle came from like a band name generator.
That happened.
Something like that.
That happened before I joined the band, I think.
Yeah.
Like a little bit before I joined the band.
Yeah, just a little bit before.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were really like weirder than we are now, believe it or not, in high school. And like we were so introverted and like just listening to music like all day. So we
Yeah.
thought that was kind of important to include, and as it turns out, it just happens to be a cool band name.
Yeah, it is. I like to design too. We bought a couple shirts. So
Oh yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
they look really.
Appreciate that.
yeah.
That's some swag.
So, what do y'all do outside of music?
Well,
I guess we kind of said a little bit of that already, but still, go ahead. Did we? Or am I tripping?
A little about the car wash, but you know.
Oh yeah. That's
I'm sure
right.
you
But
have
still,
other hobbies than
yeah,
car
hobbies.
washing.
I love washing cars. I love washing
so
too.
I also play Minecraft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
Do you play together?
We do
yeah,
sometimes,
we-
yeah.
okay,
There you
yeah.
go, bonding. Nice.
Yeah. But my job, I work at a music school, so
yeah.
I kind of like am just around it
That's awesome.
all the time right now. And I go to school for music too. So
Do you teach at the
Yeah.
music school? What do
Yeah.
you teach?
I teach at School of Rock. I teach bass lessons, and then I'm like
cool.
I direct shows and stuff like
That's
that.
so rad.
It's
That is
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
Shit, what do I do? I like to hang out and not be active, but that's a bad thing. I used to work at a car wash. I worked at a gym for a little bit, but then I quit that stuff for a little bit so we could do this whole new EP thing and the whole tour thing just to kind of make it easier on myself because I was in a position to do that. And now it's just go back home, get another job, whatever the fuck it is,
Yep.
and just work.
do it all over again.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Work for 6 months and then be like, yeah, it's time to go on tour.
Oh yeah.
I mainly just do music. I teach drum lessons to make money, but I'm still broke most of the time. But yeah, most of all my free time is filled up with either sleeping or music
Or oatmeal.
or oatmeal.
Or sleeping when you should be watching The Lion King.
That's
The
right.
Lion King movie.
Slept through we saw The Lion King yesterday, and as soon as the first scene came on, I fell asleep and woke up as the credits started rolling.
Fell
Turned to
asleep
Adrian
at the
on-
Hasavenia.
Okay, one question to interrupt. Was it any good? Don't ruin it for me, but was it good? Like, did it live up to the hype?
Sorry.
I thought it was pretty great.
That's the guy that was
person
sleeping.
slept through it. I slept through it.
I could recommend it, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it as a kid. So.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You'll love.
Did you cry?
No,
I didn't.
I didn't.
Did you?
Yeah, you can't see me raising my hand, podcast listeners, but I cried.
I wish I looked over.
I wish you looked
I
over
wish I
too.
consoled you.
Aw.
I definitely got tears
It's okay.
in my eyes.
Dude, that's so
but I
funny.
didn't full on cry.
Dry eyes.
Jeez,
I always
guys.
hate it when Mark points out that I'm crying because I'm like a lady and I'm okay with being an emotional lady, but then like it's really sad. And if I'm crying, don't look at me. Don't act like I'm crying. Just leave it alone and
We're
keep
in the middle
watching
of
the
a
Act
movie.
natural, man.
Because I want to enjoy my cry, you know? I'm feeling it.
Definitely.
We're in the middle of a movie. It's an emotional scene, and I noticed you're crying. I'm like, oh, are you crying?
And I'm like, stop it, I'm not
I'm not
crying.
crying. You're crying. No, I'm not.
Anyways, it's your turn.
Yes,
What do you
yes.
do
Oh,
outside of music? Sorry
What
about
I
that.
do.
Yeah, I digress.
I do like to do some active stuff, like go hiking or like go to the gym or like go climbing or something.
That's awesome.
But I
Minecraft?
also, yeah, I play Minecraft. I play a lot of Forza, racing game, and I spend a lot of time on YouTube,
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
watching hours of videos and doing nothing.
Yep.
Video games are cool, man.
You
Video
too.
games are cool. I spent like $99 or $95 on this Forza game, and I have been getting my money's worth. I've been playing the heck out of this.
What platform do you guys play on?
Xbox
Yeah.
and computer usually for like Minecraft and then like Steam games and stuff. But I'm definitely an X-boner.
I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, well, I don't know. People call the Xbox One the X-bone. And I'm an X-boner, so I'm.
Yeah.
Except Jimmy has a stupid PlayStation.
Oh,
I do.
I have a
We
PlayStation
have a
too. Yeah,
PlayStation.
we have
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
I just like watching Netflix on it.
Yeah, that's what.
Netflix.
Same here.
You gonna ditch the PlayStation podcast over. I'm just kidding.
So
So sorry.
Cool.
Yeah, you guys aren't really awesome or anything. It's not like you get your own freaking promotion. Okay, so do you guys have any animals? Do you guys have any dog pet friends? Animal friends?
lovers.
If so, what are they and what are their names?
I had one recently. I had a dog named Duffy. Grew up with him, and we did have to put him down pretty recently.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. He had a full life. He was a good boy. He was an Irish Terrier. Yeah, those are some cute dogs. Yeah, and that's the only one.
I have so many animals.
Yeah.
Name them off. Let's hear
I
it.
have, I guess I have one cat that's mine. In the house that I'm living at, my parents' house right now, there's a dog. Her name is Hannah. She's a sweetie pie, best dog ever. Then we have Jack. He's old as fuck. He's been an outdoor cat his entire life, and he's just a fucking badass.
I respect that boy.
My neighbor has seen that cat chase off a fox once.
Damn.
And then we
He's a
have
G.
Tommy. He's just a nice gray cat. Doesn't care about anything
Most
at
lovable
all.
cat.
Yeah. And then we have my cat Toby, who is the biggest personality in the house, I think, as far as the animals go. He's a goofball.
I got a cat named Floyd,
Floyd.
Nice.
and he's a bastard. Yeah, he's mean, but he's nice sometimes too. Just annoying. I like him a lot though.
And then at my house, we have my mom and I have 2 dogs. One's a short-haired dachshund named Cinnamon, and she's fat. And then the other is like a beagle, basset, Australian like blue heeler mix. It's like he's a total mutt. His name is Pepper, and he's like 14 years old, but he still acts like a puppy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. He's like running around everywhere, trying to get you to play with his toys, and he's like barking at the top of his lungs all the time. It's great. I love that dog.
Wait, tell us about your dogs, the ones that are running around.
Yeah.
All the
your
podcast
dogs.
listeners already heard about them.
Our
Go
dogs.
first.
I've I don't even know what she is. She's like a mutt. She's like some kind of terrier here. Charlotte. She's actually under the table. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah, she was chewing a bone.
She's
Sorry
under the
about that,
table.
guys.
She's chilling.
Yes,
I took it.
That's
Just
Charlotte.
hearing the mic stand vibrate.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't even know what she is. I kind of want to do the DNA test thing because like it doesn't look like most dogs. You're like that's a German Shepherd or I mean I have no
Right.
idea what she is. So, and then what about you, Renegade?
I have a 4-year-old blue-nosed pit bull named Luna tuna fish salad sandwich on a Sunday morning passion.
That
She is
her name.
abrasive with love. It's amazing.
That's an
She is.
understatement.
these lovely folks can attest to that.
I was abraced.
As soon as she came out of the room, she was literally lunging at you guys. Like
She was just so excited. There was so much love to give everyone, and she didn't know who to start with.
I love. Give it to me.
It was great. At least you had a lot of space to run around and jump on everybody.
yeah.
It was quite cute. I didn't know you could do a DNA test thing. To
Yeah, you
figure
can find out
what a dog is.
what breed they are. Yeah, they
Whoa.
can. They can do
Ancestry.
that. It's cost money.
Ancestry.com.
Ancestry.com for dogs.
You gotta don't forget the backslash for dogs.
.gov.
Oh my god. Okay. On this tour,
Okay, on this tour that you're on right now, what is your favorite tour location that you've been? And it can be individual to each and every one of you.
yeah, for sure. What was a favorite?
No, we gotta
favorite
agree.
spot?
Deliberate right now.
We're gonna fight.
Yeah,
Okay, let's do
3
countdown.
seconds.
Let's count down,
I'm
and I'll
sad.
say whatever.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Las Vegas.
I understood all of that.
What did you say, Vegas?
Yeah, I said Vegas.
I said
Yeah.
Vegas.
Vegas, me too.
Oh my god, that was great on Vegas.
What did you say?
I tried to make words and I failed, so there's some you'll have to isolate out the track and figure out what I said.
Turn it up.
I think it was like 3 words combined into one word that wasn't a word, so I'm not sure. But what I was trying to say was Tucson this show tonight because it was really good and sounded really good, and
Yeah.
It was
you
really
guys
yeah.
were there and having you two getting to see this band for the first
Yeah,
time was
you
really
guys were
cool.
great,
So I
seriously.
know you've been looking forward to it.
My
Yes.
jaw was just dropped open, and I was actually dancing around like an idiot.
Hell
For me,
yeah.
that was me dancing like an idiot, and it was amazing. You guys,
Hell yeah.
That is exactly
incredible.
what we want people to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
It's
like
absolutely
seriously,
incredible.
Like, it's one of the questions on the list later, but like, we're gonna play some music at the end of the podcast and stuff like that. But like, seriously, for anybody listening, you guys gotta wait to the end because like these guys were fucking awesome. Like, I was just thoroughly entertained.
Thanks so much.
If they're ever coming through wherever the hell you live, even if they're like 400 miles away from where you live, it is worth driving to go see them because seriously, like the energy of you guys all together, every single one of you individually
and collectively.
and then collectively, it's just so fucking powerful and just like, yeah, the live experience was to die for.
Okay, so if you could tour anywhere in the world, where would you guys go?
Kansas.
Ocean.
Kansas, the ocean.
Kansas Ocean.
So like a cruise liner, like riding on a cruise liner playing shows
Yeah.
for the
Something
people, or
something unconventional.
unconventional.
A plane.
Yeah.
A plane.
We'll
Yeah.
play all our shows like over destinations instead of at them.
Yes. So
We're playing in the airspace of Tucson tonight.
toward the end of a set, and it was Albuquerque, but
There's this one place that I've always wanted to play, and I think it's in LA or something, called the Boiler Room, and it's like a roller rink, and the stage is right in the middle, and people just like skate around while you play.
That's so cool.
That's
And
rad.
I think that's really
that is
awesome.
pretty cool. Yeah.
That's probably where I would want to play.
Canada kind of seems nice to tour in
Yeah.
because I heard that they like pay their artists to tour, but I think you have to be a citizen there for that to happen, or that also may be false information. But I've heard that to be true, and it seems very appealing.
I agree.
Pull
I
that
think
up, Jamie.
I think Canada would be really cool to tour, and I know they really care about their arts and the people that make them and stuff. At least from what I've heard. So either Canada or like somewhere like that where we would be, you know, not more recognized, but maybe just a bit more appreciated by, you know,
People.
the government, I guess.
Well, that's our main
Yeah,
goal,
yeah.
is
That
to
would
be
be cool.
appreciated by the government.
I feel like when we tour in the U.S., it doesn't matter because like we're all U.S. citizens. But like maybe if we went to like Europe and we were going to like a different country like every couple days or something, maybe, you know, I don't know how that would go. I know nothing of the world.
I want to hear about why Vegas was your favorite tour stop because I actually had to miss the second Vegas show and I heard it was the best show of the tour,
Oh,
of course, because I wasn't there. So
Aw.
give me that story because I didn't get the full details yet.
Everybody was really just into the music and just like kind of just giving back the same energy we were giving them.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to feed off of that. And then just because like after the first song that we played, somebody yelled, "What the fuck?"
And that was a great feeling.
I was
You're
like,
that's right.
fucking right.
Fucking right.
And then when we did that long pause in that last song, when we did that, people were like getting scared because they were like, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
We have a
word.
pause. We do a song where we just stare at the audience, and there's just silence, and everyone gets really uncomfortable. And if we do it long enough, hopefully the goal is that people will start like, "Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen," and then we come in with like the full band, and it always just feels so satisfying. And,
Yeah.
During that moment tonight, I like in the middle of like the silence, I was like, "Woo!" and then you came in with the boom, and then you guys fucking just dropped. Yeah, it was so good,
Yeah.
so good, so good. God damn it.
Cool.
Anyway.
If you could tour with any artist, living or not, who would it be?
Radiohead. That's an easy answer.
Pocket vinyl.
Pocket
vinyl.
Like realistic things. Pocket
Yeah,
vinyl.
realistically, I guess I would say pocket vinyl, but Radiohead.
Realistically, Wilco. That would be
Oh,
so
Wilco.
Yeah.
Wilco. A Triangle Introverts Wilco tour.
I'm gonna say Rush because they're my favorite band,
Yeah.
and I would like to hang out with them.
And be like, "Hey, what's your favorite movie?"
Yeah.
Aaron, would you like to put anyone on tour? Like if you could like tour with anyone, like with them?
You mean with you guys?
No, like you
Running
personally.
sound, like managing,
For any
like
band in
any
the
band
whole
that you
world.
could
Oh,
manage or run
That's an
sound.
unfair question.
No. Like there's too many.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know how to answer that because I like too many bands, and I've also gotten to have experiences, not with touring necessarily, but with working with in some capacity a ton of the bands that I really look up to and like, and so it's kind of hard because like all my favorite bands, I don't know if I would want to tour with them because I would feel like I'm having to like work work in the
I
ways
can
that I
see
do
that.
when
I
I'm
can
on tour
see
because I'm
that.
not playing. I'm tour managing or filming or running sound or whatever I'm doing.
Takes the fun out of it.
And well, it doesn't, not at all. It doesn't take the fun out of it, but like, I mean, all the bands that I already tour with and do sound for and tour manage are, some of my closest friends and some of my favorite bands already. But it's totally different because, like, if you're asking me, like, what's your favorite band that you would want to tour with, and like I'm thinking about all the big bands that I love. But then I'm just like, fuck, I just want to be in the front row every night for those bands. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be stuck behind the soundboard or the camera or whatever,
That makes sense.
And so, I don't know. I mean, I've already kind of done that. Like, I've already done what I want to do as far as like touring with my closest friends and the bands that I love from Denver. And I don't know if I would want to do it in a bigger capacity with a bigger band that I love. But I also don't want to do it with a bigger band that I don't love because I'm not enjoying seeing them play every night. So, like, I've found a niche, and I'm just going to stay there. I just get to Mary Poppins all the cool Denver bands off into the world. And
Mary
it's
Poppin'
beautiful.
me.
Yeah, it's the most beautiful thing.
That's gonna be the new term in the scene.
Yeah, Mary Poppins is now a
Mary
verb, and it's
Poppins,
me.
Yeah.
I'm going to change my answer for that question. I'm going to say like sun, kill moon, or like Mark
Oh,
Cosmo.
yeah.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that.
I changed my answer to that as well.
That'd be amazing.
Man, Mark would probably just be like, "Leave me the fuck alone." Every night though.
You guys are too loud.
Not a gay song about us.
The song that played before me fucking sucks.
Okay, so on this tour, what's the most fucking ridiculous thing that's happened? Like the craziest thing, good or bad, it doesn't matter. What's the most like
at
seriously,
each
is this
other.
really actually happening right
I'm
now?
just curious as to what you're about to say because the look on your face is
The thing that happened literally an hour into the tour, pretty much.
Really?
Oh, wait.
Oh my god. That was a crazy thing. That's a little different.
You don't have to tell that. What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, when we were playing in Tempe, we played at this super divey bar.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like,
This was not last night, the night before, right?
Night
two
before.
nights.
Yeah, okay.
Or 2 nights ago, yeah. They're, like, when we walked in initially, I was like, okay, this place is like a dive bar, but, like, it's pretty cool. And, like, Johnny and I went to order some drinks. And, like, the bartender was acting kind of weird. And I was like, okay, maybe she's just, like, slow or something. Or, like, not in a bad way, but, like, maybe I should,
Aaron
like...
knows it's coming. He's cracking up over here. Like, okay, well, so sorry.
No, maybe I should like give her the benefit of the doubt. Like I was like, man, what the fuck is her problem? But like then I was like, oh well, maybe she just like this is just like her. Maybe I just need to cut her a little slack. Later, we realized she was really drunk already at her job bartending. And
maybe not just drunk.
oh
Okay.
yeah,
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean,
You can only speculate.
yeah, exactly. But like we were about to go on, and she was like, "Hey, Colorado band, show us what you got." And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll play my music for you." And then like we played, everything went super well. We were all just hanging out, and then the last band that was playing, Molotov Cockroach, like set up and like started playing. Like they were pretty rad. They were like kind of like a hardcore punk band, but she like starts going nuts on the floor and like trying to mosh, and like nobody else was doing it, so she like starts pushing the lead singer around, and she was just like it was pretty punk rock, I guess, but like she then began to push him like kind of really hard, and eventually she like got him onto the ground and like put him in an MMA like hold, and was like pulling on his hair and like pressing on his eyeballs.
Oh my god.
And like she was
Trying to
like,
kill this dude. Like,
yeah, I don't know. She was like, I want to fucking mosh right now. And like she was just so plastered that like she would like stand up and start going again, like fall on the ground, and like Aaron can like fill in
Oh
any
my God.
details I missed.
The
But
the best part I think was they finished a song and she literally has the singer of this band in like a full torso hug with her legs and her arms around his torso, and he's got this wireless mic, so no matter where he goes in the bar to get away, she's just following him. And so she gets him on the ground and she's like just torso holding him, and they finish the song and he's just like, wah, 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 you know, screaming, doing the lyrics, and then they finish the song and she doesn't let go, and she's just holding on to him, and he just like laughs into the mic. He's just
She's
like,
working, right?
yeah, yeah, if you want to call it that. But like, yeah, she has him in this hold, and he just starts laughing after the song, and he's just like, "What the fuck am I doing with my life?" And he said this into the mic. It was the most hilarious thing. And so his brother is the guy that booked the show, and so his brother and I just keep catching eyes and laughing at this hilarious thing that is unfolding in front of us. And she kept standing up, and then she would just like stand there and just intensely stare, like through everybody is what it kind of felt like.
What the fuck?
And then she would kind of like start moving again, and then push somebody else, and then like keep following after the singer guy, and then she knocked him over again, and it was ridiculous.
Oh
It was
my God.
Insane.
so funny.
It was so funny.
God, we were laughing so
I bet
hard.
you guys did not expect to see
No.
that. That was like the last.
Especially not from the person that was working.
Yeah.
But then, like, also, like, so the first moment that, like, before this last band played, the first moment that I had where I didn't order anything from the bar, so I didn't really interact with her. And then after Triangle Introverts had played, and you guys were just at the bar, Johnny was just, like, sitting there, you know, having ordered a drink or whatever, and I just came up and was, like, telling him, like, good set or something, and we were just, like, having, a moment conversation about, like, how good they played and blah, blah, blah. And then she comes over, and to you, Johnny, she was like, all right, what can I get you? What's going to make you happy? But
Yeah,
it was
and I
more
was
like
like-
based on, like, she thought that because we were having this, like, serious-looking conversation that, like, he wasn't happy or something. That's what I took from it. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then she goes and just, like, gets very drunk and punk rock in the mosh pit. So it was the mosh pit that was only her.
Yeah.
It was,
only her,
so good.
But
It's
didn't
like-
she bring a dog into the mosh
Oh my
pit?
God, yeah. The owner of
What
the
the
bar
fuck?
had a pit bull, and he brought it out from the back office on a leash, and she, like, tries to take the leash from him, and he's just like, no. I'm watching this whole exchange happen from across the room. She's like trying to take the leash, and he's like, no. And then she gets the leash away from him and just brings the dog into the show, like, pit area. But she is the pit, so it's not like it's
Yeah,
dangerous.
yeah.
They're just
And the
dancing.
dog seemed super happy. He didn't seem like the loud music was bothering him, but like, yeah, she was like dancing with him back and forth, and then like going back and forth, like left to right across the pit, and then continuing to try and go after the singer of the band with the dog now.
Oh my God.
And it was just like,
Sick of
what
them.
is about to happen? And, just like watching this whole thing unfold was so ridiculous. It was great. It was a great time.
That's definitely the most ridiculous thing that happened, I would say.
I'm glad that the most ridiculous thing on the tour has not been a van story.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because on all my other tours, it has been. But you know that story. If you don't, go listen to the previous podcast a couple
Right,
episodes
yeah.
ago. Shameless plug.
That other episode with Aaron, that was a really good episode. That's like
was fun, yeah.
Yeah, I had a really good time with that one.
Didn't you say you had a different story that you wanted to tell?
Oh, right. So you remember you asked me what the craziest like tour story I had was?
Yeah.
And I talked about the dude that shit on the floor, which I
Yeah.
probably haven't told you guys about, so I'll have to tell you later.
Okay.
But I
Shit on the
really,
floor.
like, because it's such it's a ridiculous story, but it's so gross and kind of dumb that I was just like, man, we had already talked about the van problems for so long that I was just like, I want to get off of this.
Yeah.
But the best van story that I have is I was out on tour with Screw Tape, and we already had like a 14-hour drive from Cleveland to Tulsa in one day for some reason. And then there was a fire on the side of the highway that literally shut the highway down, so we just had to sit in traffic for an hour. And then we ended up median hopping and taking a frontage road around the fire to keep going because we were running late. And then the accelerator cable broke, like right at the gas pedal. And it was too short to reattach it to the gas pedal, and so all of a sudden you're just like pushing on the gas and nothing is happening because the cable disconnected. So for anybody listening that doesn't know exactly how vehicles do their thing, basically when you push on the gas pedal, it pulls a cable out of the engine, and the harder you pull the cable, the faster the engine spins, and the faster you go. And so we pull over, we get under the hood, and we see where the frayed end of the cable is, and it won't reach back through the wall into like attached to the gas pedal again. And they were like, well, at least there's a hotel right there. Better call Tulsa and tell them we're not making it to the show. And I was like, no, hold on. I think we can fix this. And so I get under the hood and I'm like looking around and like, okay, the engine cable pulls this way and then it goes this way in like a 90-degree turn around this thing. And then that's where the gas pedal pulls on it. So we just have to figure out how to make this longer and reattach it or something. And I was just like, okay, shoelace. Legitimately, let me take the shoelace out of my shoe and tie it to the frayed end of the cable, and then it has to come this way out of the engine and then go back the other way into the firewall. So we screwed a screw that came off of my tripod into the engine block in this hole that it just happened to fit in, and then looped the shoelace around that, fed it back through the firewall to where it comes out into the van where the gas pedal is, and then I was just like, okay, we could tie it to the gas pedal, but then it's going to just rub against the metal where it was already rubbing the cable and broke the cable. But if I have it lower down here, then we could just like pull on it and drive by pulling on this shoelace with my arm. And I was just like, all right, well, let's give this a shot. And the bass player of the band is kind of like asleep because at this point it's like 9 p.m. And we're supposed to be at the show already, and we're not going to get there till 11, but we, is what it is. And so he kind of like peeks over the bench seat from where he's asleep, and he's just like, wait, what's happening? Are we going? Are we getting this hotel? And I was like, no, I've tied a shoelace to the thing, and I'm going to pull on it with my hand, and we're going to drive that way. And he was like, this isn't going to work. And I was like, okay, well, we're going to see. And so, we shift into reverse to get out of this parking lot we had coasted into, and, we just idle backwards in reverse, so it hasn't really tested the system yet. And then I was like, all right, here we go. Put it into drive, and just like, pull on the shoelace, and the van jolts forward, and off we go, and all of a sudden we're back on the highway driving 70 miles an hour, and they're like, what the fuck, Aaron? And I was like, I don't know, it's working though. And then I was like, God, my hand is really starting to hurt though. Can somebody like... And I was like, wait a minute, hold on, there's a pair of pliers. Give me that pair of pliers. And so I wrapped the shoelace around the pliers and then was able to hold the pliers and pull on them because I couldn't actually pull the string without like cutting the circulation off to my fingers. And then I put on a glove because that was starting to hurt. And then like holding the pliers with the glove was fine, but you had to hold it in one place, because you would just like basically cruise control, right? Yeah. And then my shoulder blades started to hurt, and like after the novelty of like feeling like I was driving a train had worn off, I was like, man, this fucking sucks. Yeah. But we did it all the way to Tulsa. We got there, and we got there at 11:05, and the show was supposed to end at 11, but they still let Screwtape play. And then there was another band after us. It was even running even later, and they still let them play too. And then we had to drive to Wichita the next day, which was only a couple hours, and so we drove that way. God,
all the way to Wichita with that? Oh my God.
My shoulder hurt so bad.
MacGyver would be proud.
And then the next show was in Colorado Springs, and that was like a good 7-8 hour drive. And I was just like, all right, the novelty of this is definitely done and my shoulder hurts. And so I just tied the shoelace to the gas pedal and we could just drive normally. And I was like, whatever, we at least know how to fix it if it breaks again. Yeah. And so it got us we were 14 miles away from Colorado Springs when it broke again. So we just pulled over, put another shoelace on it, and finished it up. Got there, and then drove the hour back to my house just pulling on the pliers again. And that is the craziest and most proud tour story that I have.
That is awesome.
And I kind of wish I would have told that on the other podcast instead of the story about the dude shitting on the floor. But you guys haven't even heard the shitting on the floor story, so I'll have to tell you that at some point.
There you go.
It was, Portland 2009. That was 10 years ago.
Wow.
Congratulations, sir.
You were an engineer.
What? The van? No, the shitting on the floor was the van.
Oh, okay.
10 years ago.
I was like,
no,
wait,
the Screwtape tour, that was like less than a year ago. Yeah.
I got a few van stories similar to that. At some point, I want to sit down with just me and Ren or something. And
the shoelace or the shitting on the floor?
No, I said van. We can rewind, and you can hear me say van story. So
I know.
I definitely haven't shit on anybody's floor that I can remember. Okay, one of them is looking around like, wait a minute, did I shit on the floor?
We won't tell you which one.
I mean, we have had a lot of burritos lately, so.
Lots of burritos, yeah. But yeah, I want to sit down and I have a couple van stories. I'll briefly say something real quick on it because obviously this part isn't all about us. It's not us. It's not Robert's Roost. It's Triangle Introverts. But I had a van that cruise control stuck on me, and I was going 70.
Oh boy!
And I slowed down, and it sped back up to 70.
Oh God!
Long story short, I just threw it into neutral and turned it off and rolled to a stop.
Yeah.
That's all that happened. But yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, I'm about to fucking die. But that van, and I'm going to do a podcast on this later, because that van almost killed me at least 5 times I can think of. There was different times, like, over and over and over. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. On with the show.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Waka waka. Okay, so what sort of tour shenanigans go on? You guys pull any pranks on each other? You guys? Okay. Well, there goes the mood. Right back up.
We just make so many noises. We make so many noises. Animal noises, death
Breed
metal
noises.
noises. That's about it.
We should have done a prank, like funny one.
Yeah, we had
Hey, what's
some
up? 2 days of
ideas.
tour left. Thinking.
I don't know. Well, we have an idea. But
I'm not
We
doing
got some
anything. Leave me alone.
ideas.
Should we do that?
We got some ideas.
Like, because the.
Well, you can't say it, or it's going to ruin it for whoever you're going to pull it on. Guess we need to do it.
Pull it on.
We need to do a part 2 podcast after it.
Yeah, right?
We've only been out a week. There have been no shenanigans yet. It's all been such new territory that
This
you
whole
guys have just
thing
been
has
taking
been
it in.
one big shenanigan.
This is the shit.
Yeah, we're gonna break up when we get back.
No, we're actually just.
The ultimate shenanigan.
We're going on tour forever. Like.
Oh, I don't get to go home.
You're not going to see your home.
okay.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to see my home.
Deal.
That van, our new home. We're taking it from that guy.
That guy.
It's our van now, guy.
But no,
name?
not really.
Just being fools, acting
Yeah.
like fools.
We're always fools.
Yeah.
It's been dumb.
Nothing wrong.
This tour's been dumb.
No, it's been great though. I mean, the amount of dumb that was in all of us when we were walking into the Lion King yesterday was pretty fun.
Oh my god. And Aaron
And then
laughs
Adrian
at
fell
us
asleep.
too. It's great.
Yeah, I just egg him on. I can't help it.
Yes.
We were like talking to a baby across the movie theater, like during the hour. We were like making weird noises, and then
it would,
every
like,
silence,
respond.
and then the baby would respond back. And the baby had a very manly, low
awesome.
voice. It was weird.
The mothers just look at you guys like, what?
She's like, please stop it. We were baby whisperers.
Baby whisper.
That could be like your next album art.
Yeah.
Whispers.
That's genuinely a good piece of album art.
That
You guys seen that
is.
video on YouTube of the baby twins that are talking to each other?
Yes.
Like twin speak,
Yes.
and they're just like, bap, 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 bap. And then the other one's like, bap, 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 bap.
And then
And
they
the
just
other one
start
goes,
laughing like.
bap, 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 bap. It's like they're having a conversation, but it's just
Yeah.
noise.
It's just
Like they've
Bob.
got twin speak going on.
I seen my friend's kid, real short story, okay? I was a kid and it was my friend's daughter or whatever, and she started talking to the baby in front of her. And I kid you not, she was like 1 and the baby in front of her was like about the same age. And they had a conversation and it was like they understood each other. It was cool.
Nice.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's like how
What?
we talk to each other.
Yeah, we're just like,
Giannis. That's Johnny's new nickname, Giannis.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, what would happen if you all switched instruments?
right now, it probably would not go over well.
Or
But-
that's happened before on shows where I cannot be there, or when I'm not in the band. They're really good at drumming and
Yeah.
will drum.
Yeah,
Truth.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Johnny can hella play the drums too. So sometimes he and I fill in on drums, or like we have. We could probably play, like we were talking earlier. If we switched off instruments, we could probably cover this one Interpol song because we're all pretty familiar with it. But yeah, it probably wouldn't go over too well, like right at this moment.
Nah. With practice, it would probably go over pretty well, though.
Yeah, we could incorporate that. I was thinking that'd be a really cool thing to incorporate into our stage act. Like, you know,
Just
we
switch
play a
them up,
song and then we
yeah.
all like rotate one
Yep.
or something.
That'd be
funny.
cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I like bands that do that a lot.
I want to play
Let's
drums
see.
on stage.
Heck yeah, it's fun.
Can you play drums and sing at the same time?
Yeah.
Dude, then let's just swap you out. Put Adrian on your guitar.
Yeah.
All right, Adrian.
Adrian can play guitar, man.
Yeah,
you got
for
some
sure.
cowboy chords.
Yeah.
You got it.
I do get some cowboy chords.
So, define cowboy chord.
That means it's just like the open chords, right?
Just
I can
open-
also
I
do
think
all
so,
chords, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Spaghetti
You're
western
better-
type chords.
Yeah, like
Spaghetti
the,
Western.
the bottom 4 frets, and like to me, cowboy chords were always like open chords, but you can do like really weird positions and stuff, and like your fingers have to be like big and cowboy-ish, I guess.
Cowboyish.
Cowboys are known for having really big hands.
Well,
And open chords. So, what's the dumbest thing that any of you guys have been arrested for? But it's totally okay if you've never been arrested. It's
What
What are you referring to?
Well, we didn't get arrested.
Oh
we
my
didn't
God.
get arrested.
That was so stupid. Do you have? Actually, this is a podcast. It wouldn't make sense to video. But tell the story.
Okay, so we were making a music video, and Nick was not present. But it was me, Johnny, and Adrian. We were making a music video for a song on our new EP called Dying Machine. And we were just kind of going to make it like a little promo thing. We wanted to get some cool footage that we could just, I don't know, we just being creative or whatever.
Yeah.
And we took Ivy's car, and Ivy drives a 1986 Toyota Camry. So
That's
it's
my
like,
girlfriend.
yeah,
Shout out. She also does all the art for Triangle.
Yep.
And
big
She's a big
shout out.
she's our number one.
Hell
fan.
yeah.
Number one
She is
fan.
our literally number
Yeah.
one fan.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
She's been a cheerleader for a long time. She's real.
not just another member. But we were going to like shoot promotional videos, and it was like at 11 p.m. at this point. It was after we had rehearsed,
Yeah.
and we just had an idea to like shoot some like creepy footage, like hectic footage to this song, because the song is just weird and like fast paced.
Yeah.
And so we had an idea to shoot some stuff with Ivy's car where like 2 of us would be in front of the car, and then we would like chase each other with the car as if we were gonna get ran over by the car.
And we did it obviously in a safe way.
Yeah.
Like, like we were
Relatively
like,
speaking, like, no.
we were like, okay, we know we're gonna do it really slowly so that we don't die, and then we're just gonna speed up the footage, and that's exactly what we did. And then so we kind of relocated at one point, and we got some like different shots, some different ideas, and out of nowhere, like so Johnny is in the trunk, and we're doing this shot where we start on the front side of the car. Johnny's in the trunk. He's like a quote unquote dead body.
And we
I was
have-
like, why is he in the trunk? Like,
Yeah, it was just for
They murdered
we're just
me.
being creative, man.
He's an artist.
Yeah.
So he's in the trunk, and we have a chair and a lamp that was in the trunk in front of the car, just in the middle of the road.
Did you guys decide, I'm going to take these out here with us. We need this chair, we need this lamp. Like,
The lamp is kind of important.
Okay,
for
okay.
some reason.
Well, we honestly just kind of found him in the trunk.
Oh yeah,
Right.
we were supposed to go to Goodwill.
okay. But
The
you found a
lamp
better
became
reason.
important.
It became
Yeah.
important,
Okay,
yeah.
I see.
And so we just put it, like, we thought it would look cool in front of the headlights, so we put it there, and then we're like, okay, let's get this shot where, like, Johnny's in the trunk, and we take the camera, we pan around the car slowly,
Yeah.
and then, like, put the key into the trunk and open it up, and there's Johnny, and then we drag him out of the car.
Yeah.
So that was a shot we were filming, and we filmed it, and we dragged Johnny out, and then, like, we hit end, like me and Johnny, like at the bare end, like kind of pretended to kiss just as a way to end it, you know. And then we ended it, and then like a car slowly crept up.
Yep. And then sure as shit, it's the cops, and they were
think
like,
they're getting
yeah.
his body out of a trunk.
yeah.
Like, oh, no.
we were in a neighborhood, right? So we were in. It was a pretty like spread out neighborhood. Like these are like pretty big houses, and this is in Colorado, obviously. And so I guess we had like several noise complaints, and people were like really like wondering what was going on outside their houses or something. And
Car chasing 2 kids around over and over again.
yeah, but
going
like
hill.
5 miles an hour.
We were like
Yeah.
faster. We were like
And-
10 or 15 miles
Okay,
by.
yeah, we were
like,
probably-
The muffler of this car is not attached to the exhaust pipe. Oh, it is now, but when,
But it
Oh,
was
it
not.
when they were
so
shooting it, it was
really
just
fucking
pure
loud.
engine noise.
Oh, yeah.
Loud car.
And we went up and down this hill chasing each other and like jumping onto the car as it was moving like 5 times, and then shot this scene.
Yeah.
And so the cops got called, like they said, like at least 4 times.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah.
Yeah. And then so one cop pulls up and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're we're a band. We're just like making a little music video here. Nothing really is going on. We just finished and we're about to head back. And he was like, okay, can I see your IDs? And we were like, yeah. And we just like played it cool. I'm so glad we were all on the same page with that.
Yeah.
Because like if one person wanted to like start like, what, bro? Like, I'm exercising my rights, bro. And like, I mean, like you could do that if you really wanted to, but like I just comply.
It just wasn't our car. It wasn't the right
Yeah.
one. And he came back and he was looking at stuff, and he like looks at the license plate, and it's expired.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you guys, your license plate's expired. And then he's like looking in the car, and he's like, huh? So what you got inside the trunk?
Yeah, there's like a microwave in there, and we were like, dude, like we don't know why that's there. But then more cops come, and they're just like, we just start talking with them, and we were like, yeah, we're going on tour pretty soon. It's gonna be cool. And they were like, what's your guys' band sound like? And like, I don't know, we were just talking,
And then they were like, started comparing us to Hanson.
yeah, we were like, what?
It's because of your hair.
Yeah.
It's the hair.
And then they were like, so can we see this music video you're shooting? And we were like, yeah, totally. And then like we take it out and we start showing him the footage, and I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, we just shot the sketchiest scene. And it's literally just going around in the dead of night to ground the car, and then going to Johnny, and Johnny's holding his breath in the back of the trunk, so he looks like he's actually dead. And then we drag him out, and it's so sketchy, and they're like talking to each other as we're watching it, and they're like, how does it look? And we're like, I don't know, it's pretty weird. And then weirdly enough, like, when me and Johnny like pretend to kiss at the end, they're like, oh, so you kissed at the end? They seem like grossed out for some reason.
Man?
Yeah,
What's it to you?
What's the problem here?
Love is love, dude.
So, yeah, but we didn't get arrested, but that was an interaction with the police.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
Still,
good
yeah, that's a pretty good one.
I'd say
When's
it's a lot
this
better
video?
than getting arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is this
definitely.
video already out? And can people find it?
It's we used it for like promo things.
Oh,
so if you
okay,
just
okay.
go on our Instagram, you can see the few things that we did, but we
Gotcha.
haven't put like a full.
It's in the
music
works
video.
right now,
okay.
actually.
Okay.
Though.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
if people want to look you guys up on Instagram, what do they look up?
Triangle Introverts Band, one word.
Cool.
Yep, I will look that up. I will.
Hell
It's
yeah.
gonna happen now.
Is Triangle Introverts taken on the Instagram? Like,
Yeah, by Nick, I think.
What, really?
Or no, yours is Apples to Echoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think mine is Triangle.
Nick is Apples 2, number 2 Echoes.
That's why it's
Nick.
personal.
Follow Nick.
Follow my
So-
Insta.
Lots of good stuff on there.
Is this me or you?
This one? It's me. I don't have my watch on. Okay, ready guys? You got 30 seconds to shout out to all your favorite bands.
Go.
Club Penguin.
I'm just trying to think of local bands. I guess
The Beatles.
Green isn't a band anymore. Alterity isn't a band anymore.
Oh, man.
Who do we just play
Indica
with?
Cinema.
Indica Cinema.
Velveteers.
Endless Nameless.
You got 10 seconds, go.
Old Soul
I'm
Dies
gonna suck my
Young.
own dick.
Inoculated Live.
That's my favorite local band. To be quite honest with you.
Pocket Vinyl.
Pocket Vinyl.
Pocket Vinyl.
And time. Good job. Good
Good.
show. Good show.
Good game.
Sorry, is that like too vulgar?
We can cut it. No, we won't. We're gonna take the most embarrassing parts and turn them way up.
It's like that's a phrase that I use all the time, but like I usually just use it when I'm around these guys or like around the law. So like I say it around someone else, and I'm like, oh wait a second, that didn't sound.
Wait, that's really weird.
That's
really
probably not what I should have said. Okay, so like she just asked, where do people find your music? Like not just Instagram, obviously. So how do people seek it out and find it? Like Spotify, Bandcamp.
You can
Oh,
all
find
that
it
stuff?
everywhere.
Yes,
It
yes.
goes through DistroKid, so it just puts it out everywhere.
Got you. So it's everywhere.
Yeah.
If you can
So
think of
your
it,
local
if you
Walmart.
subscribe to it, it's probably there.
And Bandcamp is also a really good place.
Yeah,
because
Bandcamp
We
too.
put a lot of our stuff up for like pay what you want download, and we have like our merch and stuff up there too.
Sweet.
So if you're like across the country and you want a Triangle Introverts shirt or our new record or something, just like hit that up. And yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and Bandcamp has the better audio files too than the streaming services.
Cool.
So
True.
you get a better listening
High
experience.
fidelity.
Do you guys have music videos on YouTube?
We do.
Yeah.
We just
Hell
put
yeah,
one
we
out
do.
for Disobedience is for Children.
And it's really good. Our good friend Nick Goforth shot and put it together, and it's so good.
That dude's talented.
Yeah.
I think we watched that.
Is that
didn't
the one we watched where you had long brown
we? You
hair?
had brown
Yeah.
hair.
It
Yeah, I
was
gonna
really
say,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, that was our first like introduction to you guys' music initially. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Nice.
like, these guys are fucking weird. I love it. These guys are so weird.
Did you like that opening trash can scene?
Yes, I definitely love the opening trash can scene. Definitely. Okay, so what's the most important thing that you guys think that people should hear right now? It does, yeah.
In general?
In
Anything
general,
well, it can be individually or as
like
a
just
group. whatever
anybody
you want.
listening to said podcast that you think that they should hear that it's important.
Their inner voice.
Oh.
Damn.
That came from deep. Really good. Nothing.
Heart react.
That's so.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, I was just gonna drop it down.
I don't know. I don't really think about these things. I guess people need to hear our music
Listen.
more than anything ever.
Okay.
More than the news.
I was gonna say I've been listening to this podcast called Snap Judgment,
I think I've
made
heard of it.
by WNYC Studios, and it's put on NPR's Weekend Edition too. And it's just like really interesting stories, super diverse perspectives, and like it's really funny. There's a live band that plays behind the storytellers, and that's like
That's
really
cool.
That's
interesting, yeah.
super awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So
dude.
Snap Judgment, you
I'll
can
check
find them
that
on
out.
like Spotify or like wherever you get podcasts. So it's my little plug.
I would say listen to your inner voice and I don't know. love yourself.
There you go.
People need to hear that all the time, man. People every day need to hear that.
The new Wilco song.
It's pretty good. People need to listen to Sparkle Horse and remember him forever.
Yeah.
What was that Paul McCartney single?
Oh, I just wanna fuck you.
Yeah,
Paul
people need to
McCartney.
listen to that.
Nobody needs to hear that song.
Well, you guys heard it. This was Triangle Introverts on Ragged Bones with Aaron Sagan. Thank you so much for bringing these kids here.
Oh my God,
this,
absolutely.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
You need to keep bringing us bands, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks for having us on the podcast, and
Yeah, man.
thank you guys for wanting to go on tour, so I could take you on tour because this is a fucking blast, and I love you guys.
I love you.
Love you too, man.
Thank you
Big
so
time.
much.
Big time.
Thank you all so
That just naturally
That was the best ending ever.
I won't give in to your broken words. You're moving backwards again, and it's getting worse. I know you're so weak, and so desperate to please. So tell me, why should I care when you just settle for dead air? Words I didn't want to say, but now I'm feeling brave.
thanks so much for tuning in. If you'd like to seek out or support any of the artists we've hosted today, we've attached links to this episode.
We're pretty darn hardworking artists ourselves, so if you'd like to show us some love and support, you can find us through our music, Robbers Roost.
Hey, check out our Patreon. It's probably the best way to support us. Also, check us out on social media because we plan to release these every Tuesday. Spill the beans, Ren.
Search for Robbers Roost, podcast or band on any platform. We got merch, tour dates, and all the fun stuff.
Ragged Bones from Broken Homes. This has been another episode with Mark.
And Renegade.
Stay tuned, folks.
Is that a musician joke?